Well, it's Supermarket Premium Lager Taste Test Championship time, and what a championship it's been so far. Turn up for the bus, turn up for the books, even not just for the bus, but turn up for the books. Last time when Staropramen ceremoniously knocked out the Pilsner Urquell in the first round. What a strange turn up that was. But there we go. That's the way this thing goes anyway. Who knows what's going to happen? So let's have a little look at the top half of the table. We are coming to the end of the top half of the table now. There it is. So as you can see, we've got Tiski Groni, we've got Singers through, Staropramen's through, and what's going to meet Staropramen in the quarterfinals? Well, this time it is the time for Warsteiner, Camden Hells. So it's Warsteiner against Camden Hells, or I think it's the other way around in the table. Camden Hells against Warsteiner. And this is what we've got here. Now, I know that Camden Hells does come in bottles, but the cans are available everywhere, so that's what I got. So I got the can, which you're most likely to see it in, really. Warsteiner, I think, also comes in cans, but you generally see it in bottles, so I've got the most common type of Warsteiner, which is one in the bottle. 660ml bottle. Again, these are about £2 something a bottle, but they were 3 for £6. And the Camden Hells, I think they're about 4 for about £6 again, I think, something like that, or £5 something. 4 for £5 something, about £1 something a can. I don't know. I think I've had Camden Hells before. I can't remember much about it. I've certainly had Warsteiner before. I've reviewed it on the channel. It will be an interesting one, this, to see whether I know which is which and to see which one I prefer. So, let's not waffle too much. Let's get these guys into a glass and see how they fare. Right, beers poured. Both of them, both of them not a massive head on them, really. To be honest, though, they were a bigger head. I think they were a bigger head when they were freshly poured. They were poured a little bit ago. The heads have dissipated quite quickly, though, on both beers, really. They were probably about twice this size, or maybe a good 2 fingers actually when they first got poured. Both of them dissipating quite quickly. This one's dissipated quicker than this one, but I've no idea which one's which, so let's have a sniff and see what I'm thinking for this. So first of all, the colour, again, beautiful. The colours are similar, so the colours are similar there. They're both a kind of an orangey. That one's a little bit paler, I'd say, than this one. So this one's slightly more yellow, this one's a bit more orangey, but to be honest, they are very, very similar. All I know is this one's given a slightly thicker head, this one's got a head a little bit more wispy, larger bubbles, dissipating a little bit more quickly, but from the look of them, I don't have a clue which one's which out of these, and I'll have a little bit of a smell, and I'll see whether the smell gives anything away. So I'm going for this one, I'm going for the Augustiner glass first. Okay, that smells lemony, grassy. Lemony and grassy. A little bit metallic. Lemony, grassy, and a little bit metallic in the smell. Okay, let's try this one. So the Rivington one now. It's a bit maltier, that one. It's maltier. Again, still a little bit of metallic in there. So lemony, grassy, again, very similar smells in this one to that one. It's just this one's got a little bit of malt in it as well, a little bit of maltiness. I'd say on the smell, they're quite similar. That's got a stronger smell, I'd say, than this one. But I keep forgetting to do this while I'm talking to the camera. So, for those of you who want to know which one's which before I start guessing, then this is which one's which. I'm just going to, hang on, I'll show you now which one's which. Okay, it's gone now. That was which one was which. So anyway, let's keep smelling. I'll see what I'm thinking. So at the moment, I have no idea. Based on the smell, I have no idea which one's which. Although this one is certainly giving me more of a malty smell than this one was. Let's try this one again. Although there is a little bit of a maltiness in this one as well. So now it's coming through. There's something a bit more familiar in this one, in the smell. Don't know if that gives anything away, but there you go. But it's the taste that is going to make the difference here. So I'm going to have a go at these two and see if I can tell which one's which and which one I prefer. Cheers. So, I think I know which one this is. It's got a lovely biscuitiness to it, a lovely breadiness to it. It's very smooth. It's got a little bit of syrupy sweetness, but it's just there in the background. It's not up front. I've not got my water. I'll just go from one to the other. Just let that go for a minute. I'll try this one. Right, so I've got this one then. Right, so that one is sharper. It's a bit lighter in the flavour. It's going to be hard, this one. Well, this is funny. So do not, this is your lesson, right? Do not drink beer straight from the can. I must admit, I kind of lied to you. I had one of the cans of Camden Hells earlier on today. I drank it straight from the can. I was thirsty. I thought, I've got 4 of these. I might review it later, but I'll drink it. And I drank it straight from the can, and I wasn't massively impressed with it. It was okay, but it tasted nothing like either of these beers. Okay, so one of these beers is definitely Camden Hells. But the Camden Hells that I had earlier on today tasted nothing like them because I drank it straight out of the can, which is really weird. But obviously putting it into a glass and tasting it properly really makes a big difference, it seems. Well, this is good because I don't know which one's which. I can have a nice objective idea of which one I actually think is better. Because the times I've had Camden Hells, I've not been overly impressed, although I've only had it a couple of times. Times I've had Warsteiner, I have liked Warsteiner. Now, as I can't really tell which is which here, it kind of shows that when you put it in a glass, it's a different story. So I'm going to go off what I think is the flavour profile at the moment. This is giving me a slightly crisper, more bitter flavour profile that I would associate with the Camden Hells. But it's not. It was the can I had earlier was slightly more unpleasantly bitter. Whereas that's not. That's nice and crisp and refreshing. It's quite nice. This one, it's very similar. This one tastes more familiar, making me think this one is more the Warsteiner. I like to think that I know what Warsteiner tastes like, and this tastes like Warsteiner to me. It's got that smooth biscuitiness underlying it, and a little bit of something that I can't quite put my finger on, but that makes me think this is Warsteiner. go on to this one again. But before I guess which one I think's which, I'll tell you which one I prefer. Yeah, I'd say. So this one, it's bitter, it's crisp, refreshing. It's not. There's less to it than this. This is bitter and crisp and refreshing, but there's not a huge amount of flavour and sort of depth of flavour there. This one is crisp, refreshing, also smooth. But there is that slightly more. Yeah, that lovely kind of biscuity backbone that I like from a good lager. So the way I'm going to say it is, and again, if I'm wrong again, then what is the point of me saying which beer is which? But the point is, it's not important which beer is which. I want to do an objective comparison as to which beer is better, not which beer is which. So that's not familiar, taste-wise. This is more familiar, taste-wise. Which is what's leading me to believe that this is the Warsteiner. So I'm going to go for this is the Warsteiner, and this is the Camden Hells. And I think it was obvious from what I said before that this is the one that's going to win it. But it's a much closer run competition than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Yeah, this is giving me kind of more sort of craft lager vibes, which Camden Hells is trying to be. This is giving me more craft lager vibes. This is giving me more kind of German lager vibes. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one's going through. I think this is the Warsteiner that's going through, but I would love to see the Camden Hells go through. So if this is the Camden Hells, then well done, brilliant stuff. You've pulled the wool over my eyes. You're going through. You're knocking out the Warsteiner. Well, let's see. I'm going to find out now if I'm a complete and utter failure, and I'll see you shortly. Okay, I'm back with the beers and the glasses, and I have been told now quite reliably that I'm 3 out of 4 now. I was right in the beer in the way I got them round, which is good. It's weird how you can second guess yourself when you're under pressure to guess which one's right. But this did taste. It tasted familiar. It tasted Warsteinery. What was weird was I said that this one tasted a bit more, smelt a bit more malty, but there was no more maltiness in the taste there. So knowing that this is Camden Hells now. But yeah, I mean, I did say I hadn't drunk Camden Hells for a while. Well, I had. I drank one earlier on today. But clearly can't remember what it tasted like because I just thought it wasn't that great out of the can. When it's in a glass, it's nicer. But yeah, it's the same beer. It just tastes a bit more bitter in the can, which is strange. But this one, I say, this one really did taste, it was when I tasted this one, I think this was the first one I tried, and I said, I think I know what that one is. Because as soon as I tried this one, it's got a taste, there's something in there, I don't know what it is, there's something about Warsteiner. I think people who like Warsteiner will know what I mean. There is something that makes Warsteiner sort of taste like Warsteiner. I don't know why, it doesn't taste like the other German lagers. I don't know. I mean, it's got that biscuitiness underlying it, but there is something else. It'd be interesting to see whether I can taste this against something like Kronbacher, or I don't know whether it'll come up against something like that. But yeah, I mean, certainly I'll probably be able to taste this amongst any of the other ones in the half that this will be in. But we'll see. I don't know really. And again, it's about whether I like it. It's Warsteiner. It's nice. It's a good, solid German lager. Whether it's got what it takes to win, I don't know. We'll find out what happens on the day. This though came a really close second. I've had this a few times, and I've just been, underwhelmed by it, should we say? Decanted into a glass, left to breathe for a minute, left to warm up a little bit, and savoured. It's not a bad little offering really. Camden Hells. So there we go. So I've had my eyes open to Camden Hells, which I thought was a bit blah, and it's a decent lager, and it unfortunately got knocked out. And the one going in to the quarterfinals is Warsteiner, which makes the first half of the draw complete. Second half will be coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Let's see how the thing plays out. Anyway, there we go, Warsteiner to the next round. Brilliant stuff. Until next time, have a good one.